It is story time. It is Nick, also known as BournGamer here, bringing you a rousing story from my past, which I find to be absolutely and completely and totally relevant to everybody on the internet. So I hope you will stick around, hope you will enjoy. I'm trying to make this as funny as possible. Maybe a little bit rough. Been a couple days since I made a commentary. I will address that in 1 second here. What you guys are seeing is Assassin's Creed Revelations, playing a little bit of deathmatch. Got a fresh gameplay, just took it off the capture card right now. I'm going to dub myself the Incognito King in this match. There was an incidental OSB, I'm sorry, but I couldn't pass it up when it happened, so just bear with me. I'm not going to draw much attention to the gameplay from here on out, so hope you guys enjoy. Another little housekeeping thing, you guys need to go follow me on Twitter right now. You can find the handle under the description right now. Go find me. Go find out when all those videos are being posted. I'm asking ideas for videos, bouncing them off people, trying to keep it a little bit lively. So, go follow me at Bourn_Gamer. We will all have lots and lots of fun. Maybe, get some community playdates going. Haven't gotten the feedback I've liked on that, but let's keep this video moving. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is my videos. For those of you that are wondering, I post my videos. I try to get them out 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. That's sorry about that. One recording here. I get my videos out 4:30 East Coast, United States. I live in Ohio. This is like when my classes end. I render the video in the middle of my classes, and then they're done when I get back, and I post it, and everybody's happy. I try and beat that 6 o'clock rush that all the big YouTubers get. So 4:30, mark your calendars, mark your little day planners, whatever you need to do to get your BournGamer fix. I will for sure be posting at least 3 videos a week on Tuesday, and Thursday is guaranteed, and I like to sprinkle one between either Monday or Wednesday or a Friday. I don't really post much on a weekend. If anything, it's going to be on a Sunday. So yeah, there you go. Now you guys know, and you have absolutely no excuse to not be watching a video. You can't say the sub box is broken, even though I can say that. But yeah, you guys just got to be watching the videos, because I know that some of you are in different countries and it's kind of hard, but I do want to refer to that because in my last video I asked you guys, if you're not from the US, where are you from? And I got a really awesome feedback of over like 60 something comments on that videos. I mean, half of them is me responding, but that's still a really good turnout for my videos. And I'm not going to read every one of these comments here because that would be an entire video in itself, but here's a couple of them that I pulled off. I have people from Puerto Rico. I'm just really ghetto doing this by just pressing up on the little picture thing here. There's Canada, Germany, Romania, England, my closet. One kid went to Mexico. I figured, I'd give him the time of day at the very least. He's been watching my videos for a while. There's Brazil. I knew about that. Who else did that? Yeah, Israel. That's really I didn't even think about that for like half a second, and I mean the list goes on and on. I know for a fact there was like Puerto Rico, and I can check the analytics on my videos, and there's like Sweden and other things. Like, I just mind blown. I didn't even know that half these countries even understood me, especially because I mumble and I ramble, and God, I'm just playing Assassin's Creed and talking to a microphone, so that's really awesome. So getting on to my video here, I'm going to open it for the comment of the day. For the next video, I'm asking you guys, what is a good high school experience, or just any school experience? I don't care if it's middle school, grade school, preschool, daycare, whatever you think was notable. Most likely a funny one we'll get into the next video. So tell me a funny thing that happened, or something really awesome that happened to you in school, and maybe I'll throw you in the next video. So I gotta give you guys a little bit of background here, because this is one of the pinnacles of my freshman year. It was actually the legitimate pinnacle to my freshman year. Or should I say the plateau? So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of background. There was this girl, and in 7th grade I met her for the first time. She was cute. She was a short little blonde girl. We were in some of the same classes together. You all know how it goes. Sometimes you don't really like a person, but you just happen to see them so often. They just happen to be attractive enough that you go, you know what, maybe I have a thing for this person. Well, that girl, I'm not going to give her a name, because I don't feel like maybe she'd find this, but maybe she would see it in one day in the future. That'd be kind of funny to go back and laugh at. But me and her knew each other in 7th grade. We weren't particularly close. I knew her brother from sports. So he was cool. The whole family seemed pretty cool. I eventually kind of met them through high school and study halls and stuff. And the thing that was interesting between us is that our last names were alphabetically right next to each other. And for those of you that don't know, my last name starts with a B-O-U-R. And hers was very, very close to that. So close that it would almost be alphabetically impossible for anybody to wedge themselves in between our names. So I literally can't think. That'd be some very weird name. I love my last name. I'm not going to tell you. You guys can go find it. Find it on Twitter. Go on Twitter. That's just my challenge to you. Regardless. So her and I were always in close proximity. And in 8th grade, that got no closer than her and I got lockers right next to each other. And I thought, that was really awesome. I was locker number 2, she was locker number 1, but there was just a little slight problem, and it was that she was just too short to get to the top locker shelf, so her and I ended up switching. Long story short, I was locker number 1 in the entire middle school. I know, it was right by the front door. I felt kind of cool. What can I say? So that's me bragging. That's the story. I'm joking. This is not the end of the story, but this does, foreshadow in the future. So her and I, were locker buddies all the way through 8th grade. We talk, we chit chat. I didn't really have a thing for her at this point. It just kind of got to one of those times where you're just like, you see someone so often, then you're like, yeah, we don't have a thing, let's just be friends. So her and I, locker buddies. Once it was her birthday, all the little posters and stuff on her locker would overflow onto mine, and I would take it because I was locker number 1. I had all the elbow space I needed. There was nobody to my right side, and I was just living it up in middle school, being the top of the locker world. So once that ended, I was really, really sad because, that was just kind of the peak of my existence right there. But then, lo and behold, freshman year, who do I get paired up next to as a locker buddy? Oh yes, it is the same girl. We have a little laugh about it. We're like, seriously, we're going to be right next to each other again. We weren't even in any of the same classes at this point, but it was just kind of cool to, see a familiar face, and the kid on the other side of me was also familiar. So, it was really awesome to know somebody. But towards the end of freshman year, I was having the urge. It'd been 3 years since I've known this girl, and I've never, we didn't date, we didn't do anything, we didn't really hang out, but I figured, I owed it to her. She'd give me so many laughs that maybe I'd get a laugh out of her by my own attrition. So I figured it was about 2 weeks before finals, and I think, what can I do? I know her. I knew her locker comm. I was one of those guys where it was so easy. I just had to watch her as she did it. So it's like a 3-number combination. I mean, if you can't remember that, get out of here. But, I knew her locker comm. I was like, what can I do to her locker that would be epic? What could I possibly do that would just be so funny and potentially freak her out? So I decided about a week before finals I was going to put, about 150 crickets in her locker. And let me just say, when you walk into a pet store and ask for 150 crickets, which ended up being $25 worth, which was definitely worth it in my mind, they kind of look at you and the guy's like, what are you what are you doing with all these? And I was like, it was a final experiment. This is my deep man voice when I'm talking to customer service. I was like, yeah, I have a science experiment I gotta do for finals, and I gotta have a bunch of crickets. So, yeah, thank you. And drop my money on the table, and I get out of there. I have a whole, plastic, Chinese container, you know what I mean? Like a Chinese takeout container full of, crickets, and they're, eating on cardboard and shit, and I had to buy, cricket food because I had a whole entire week until the last day of school. So, after a couple of days of not being quite sure, I actually brought the crickets to school twice without doing it, but I decided for the very last day of finals, because I knew she was going to be there, I knew she was going to open her locker right next to me, and I was so excited. So, what ended up happening is I dumped all 150 crickets in her locker. Actually, no, that's not true. All but 20 in her locker. And there I was, right next to her, as she opened up, and these crickets just come pouring out of her locker. And the best thing about it was that some of them were seeping out through the bottom of the locker, so it was even that much funnier for me. And with the rest of them, I kind of just, grabbed one of those little cardboard things they're eating and flung them around the hallway. So that was my little prank of freshman year. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to hear any more high school stories, I got 3 more years of awesomeness I could talk about, and everything that preceded that. A couple little college shenanigans too. So don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. That would be awesome. And until next time, guys and girls. And like I said, I really appreciate the ladies. I'll see you.